I guess I would just say our preparation. It was a big emphasis of the coaches, just talking about straining and that's in all categories: the offensive line, tight ends, running backs, receivers. And today I think that we did a really good job of that. And our players just played a hell of a game. They strained, even if they were tired, they didn't show that they were tired. So, I just thought that our run game was very efficient and every 11 man did their one job. So we were very effective for that.
Yeah, just piggyback off of, the end of what Donald said. Just everyone out there was doing their jobs, and it was just able to click really well. And, I'm just proud of everybody and excited for next week.
Stay in the front on the left here, Steve Kornacki. Donovan and Club. When Alex is in there, how much how many options are there? Do you see a little bit of an option offense sometimes?
I mean, a lot of the time in the run game, the quarterback can pull it. So, I mean, it's really just, the looks that the defense is giving, more reactionary rather than, like, pre-planned, if that makes sense. So.
I mean, I wasn't in there when Orchard was in the game, so yeah. So,
In practice, I guess.
but I mean, like, I don't know. I think that's kind of a question for the coaches. We're behind whoever's in the quarterback position because we know how hard they work. We know how everybody on this team works so hard. So it's a healthy dynamic that we have amongst the team. Multiple guys, Dave, Orge, Diggs, Jaden Davis. They can all do very much similar things. So it's a very good thing to have amongst our team.
Yeah. Gotcha.
On the right side, about halfway back, Noah.
Donovan, it seemed like early on there were a couple of play action plays between you and Davis where there was a miscommunication. One of them led to the pick. Can you just take us through what went wrong?
Yeah, man. I own up. I messed up on his first pick, and I told him that. I let him know multiple times in the locker room and on the field. It was a different look that they had brought, and we didn't necessarily. It was basically just all on me. I should have just went backside, took my man. They brought a cow blitz, a wheel in the corner, and both of them came free, and I should have just picked them one. So it's nothing on Dave. That's a mistake that's on me. It's a good question. You know your ball, huh?
In the front row here on the left, Larry.
Kenneth, going into the Big Ten season now, where would you assess this team's strengths and weaknesses right now?
I mean, just our strengths are we're pretty good defense. I mean, we're really gelling together. The ones and twos, but I say our weakness right now. You got to get those threes going. Just playing up to our caliber of football. I mean, those last two scores were. I mean, that's not for Michigan football. So, I mean, we got to get on those guys and get them into it and I mean, just get better.
On the right side, second row, Zach.
Khalil, can you speak to, I guess, the growth you've put in this offseason or the work you put in this offseason to be a more well-rounded back? And I guess how did it feel to have some of those big plays? I think you had 3 runs of 30 yards or more.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great feeling. And just this offseason, I just really just trying to take what I did last year and, expand upon that and learn from my mistakes from last year.
And you don't have no mistakes, though.
From last year?
Nah, guys.
Nah, there was some stuff left on the field, man.
Man, see, guys be picky about themselves, man. You ain't have no mistakes.
But, I mean, for me, I just, just always trying to look for ways to get better. And, that's really all I just did this offseason was just continuously try to get better. So, and it was a good feeling, a great feeling. So.
Second row on the left, Tom.
Yeah, this is for Kenneth. The start of the Texas game and then also today, getting defense off of like 3 and outs have not really occurred at all, or just conversion on third downs has been difficult to overcome. And what's been the biggest challenge defensively getting off the field?
I mean, I wouldn't say there's no challenge. It's just what we do and how we react to what they do. I mean, those first two third down conversions they got, but I mean, they were like 5 or 16 on third down. So, I mean, I think we did pretty good today.
Go back to the right side and the front row there, Aaron.
For Donovan and Khalil, your coach came into the week saying you guys wanted to run the ball more. How satisfied are you with this performance, or do you feel like more could have been done, given how close the score ended up being?
You know, I mean, I gotta just go back and watch the tape, but I feel like today was a great performance. I feel like we capitalized when we could, and but of course, you know, you never really know until you go watch the tape and see what we might have left on the field. So, you know, just always evaluating and always looking for ways to get better.
Nah, man, I think we did a hell of a job in the run game, man. We were very efficient in the pass game, besides a few turnovers, which we know that hurt us very well. And that's something as an offense that we talk about. But, you know, we have each other's backs, and, you know, we'll be doing a disgrace to ourselves if we just looked at this game as a mistake. We made a lot of good plays out there on the football field. So I think today was a great day. We had over 300 rushing yards. How many passing yards do we have?
134.
Yeah, combined with almost 150. Like that's a really good day in my opinion. What you think? That's a good day, Coach? It's a good day.
Got time for about 3 more for these guys before we get Coach Moore in here. Back to the right side in the middle, Reka.
Kenneth, for you, the defense seemed to kind of find its rhythm after that first drive. So what kind of led to that? And then also, have you ever seen a kicker knock 2 off the upright in the same game?
I've never seen that before, to be honest. But, I mean, just getting into the groove of the game, getting that momentum going, we got to start a lot faster than not those first 2 third downs that it got. But, I mean, just momentum, I guess. We got to sell our pads and play up to par.
The back row on the right, Reiner.
Yeah, this is for all you guys. One of the hallmarks of the team last year was, you know, you guys finished first in the nation in turnover margin and penalties. Obviously, some of that has kind of creeped up in these first few games, the turnovers. I think you had 7 turnovers. Last year you had 8. And then the penalties, there were 4 defensive penalties, 3 of which extended drives in this game. I mean, what are some of the things that you guys could do to kind of fix some of these problems?
I'll just say just be us. I mean, it's a different team this year, so I mean, every little thing is going to be different. So it's just all about how we react to what's different and just face adversity, smack adversity in the face, and just keep being us and keep going.
What he said.
Third, that.
It's a good answer.
We'll go with, if we could get the microphone back, Reiner, please. Front row on the right, final question for these guys before we get Coach Moore in here, Mr. Ryan Zook. Go ahead, Ryan.
This is for the running backs. I don't know how much you guys noticed, but I guess with you guys rotate centers frequently today, how much of a difference do you notice when Greg and Dom are in the game?
I mean, those are guys that we trust, man, and those are guys that have waited for this opportunity for the past 4 years. So I noticed no difference. You know, I think that they did a hell of a job when each guy was in. And as top of that, then they deserve to be able to showcase their talents. Like you could say, like Khalil and I, like we both work extremely hard, and the coaches trust us to go in the game. It's the same thing with Crip and Dom. The coaches trust them to put them in the game, and they're going to go out there and execute. So, you know, we trust them immensely.
Yeah, I mean, you know, just like Donald said, I don't even notice both of them. You know, we know they're gonna do everything in their power, strain to the utmost, and you know we trust them with everything on that field. So you know, whoever's out there, you know, we're ready to run, we're ready to hit that hole and run through a safety or linebacker's face.
I would say though, Crip came in the huddle. I was like, oh hey Crip. It's like second cross, like hey Crip. I ran the ball, got like 7 yards. You feel me? Hey Crip.
I mean, I don't see no difference. I'm just out there doing my job, executing my job. I'm really behind whoever the coach put out there.
Second row on the right, Tony.
Yeah, the rushing game obviously got going today, but 3 weeks ago the passing game is still trying to get going. Could you describe your confidence in the passing game before that that you think might have worked?
I I feel as though I had a confidence. I had a little flow going today, but I feel as though we just gonna keep being consistent in every part. I feel as though once I put my head in the run game, it gives me more confidence in the pass game. So I feel as though we gonna keep throwing the ball how we do, and we gonna keep doing a good job at it.
On the right side, front row, Clayton.
Ernest, can you take us through your sack, and then also, you guys seem to be giving Ike a lot of love after that play. Just talk about how he's grown and started to contribute for you guys.
Yeah, that play wouldn't have been successful unless Ike did what Ike did, and so immediately all the sideline, I went up to him because, we all play complementary football on defense. Everybody eats in defense, so it takes all 11 for us to be successful on defense. We take pride in that, and he's doing a great job.
Time for more questions for these guys. We'll go on the right, second row, Zach.
Fred Sharon, just said a moment ago that you've been making plays like you did today ever since you got to campus. How good did it feel to get out there and actually get some of those plays in games and put up some yards?
It just really gave me confidence. I was on this practice. I was trying to make practice so hard that the game come easy. I was talking to Roman on the phone. He was just saying how he got in his groove. So I just was working hard at practice, being deliberate at practice, and being intentional at practice. And God gave me the ability to come out here and have a good day. So I did.
Second row on the left.
For the last few years, staple of this offense has been kind of the wide receivers being really good in the blocking game. It seemed like the wide receivers are blocking really well today. Just talk about how important that is for you guys and what you saw for the other receivers and yourself in terms of blocking for the running backs today.
Yeah, I feel as though we emphasize running, no block, no rock. That's what Coach Bell says. So we always blocks our tail off every day. I know all my guys gonna put their face in the fit. So I don't have no doubt in my mind of what the receivers gonna do. I know we gonna do our jobs and we gonna do it 100%.
All right, first row on the right, all the way over, Aaron.
Ernest, how do you think you guys as a defense handling the short yardage situation you guys put in? And secondly, how much is that in discussion about cleaning those up?
Yeah, it's always emphasis, as a whole team, taking pride in no penalties, because penalties can kill games, kill drives, obviously keep the defense out longer. So I think defensively, for the most game, we did a good job with just, taking out the fire, being put in some tough situations. But that's what football is, we play a team game, and, we have the offense's back, offense has our back. So, but I think we did a good job of just handling the situation. I think there's always things to improve on, so it's always good to get back to the film and take those things to lessons.
Second row left, Austin.
Ernest, Coach Moore just mentioned some adjustments you guys made on defense coming off of last week. What was the emphasis in terms of what you guys needed to do defensively after last week, and how did you feel like that went today?
Yeah, I think for the most part, it's just playing Michigan football. Just really just knowing our technique, knowing our assignment, just doing our job. I think we just really did a really good job of settling in. Knowing the game plan, knowing what we got to do to execute. I think everyone did a good job executing what they need to do on the field.
Got time for a few more if we have continued questions. Josh Preet is still on his way to join us. Anyone have more questions for Ernest and Fred? Towards the middle, third row. Charlie, sorry, if we can get the mic to you just so folks can hear.
Ernest, some other people talk about defense, the 1-2 type where they a little bit slower. What would your message be to those guys who maybe struggled late in the game? What would you say to them?
Yeah, it's just it doesn't matter who's on the field. That we have a standard as a Michigan defense and how we play. So it doesn't matter if you're 1, 2s, or 3s. That you're playing the standard as a 1. So I think just making sure that when you're in the game, you're locked in, you're ready to go. And it's not just feeling your way out there. You're playing the game. So I think that's just a message for them, is just to make sure when you have the opportunity to just make sure you're playing the best game that you can play.
Anything more for these gentlemen? I'm sorry, in the back, Reiner.
A lot of people are looking at this upcoming week, this is for both of you, as a season-defining week. I mean, how much do you feel confident coming out of this game going into this week? Or, I mean, or do you feel like, there's a lot of things you still need to correct?
Yeah, we know it's a huge game coming up for us. But like we take every single game, we take every opponent like it's a national championship game. So we're gonna respect everything the USC does. But before that, we're gonna make sure that we break down this game, learn the things that we need to get better on, and improve from, and just take the preparation like we do each week for this next game.
I feel as though this is a defined game for us, but at the same time, they're gonna have to line up the same as we do. So I feel as though as long as we play our game, execute, and have fun, it's gonna be a win, regardless.
Anything final for these last two? Okay, thank you all. We're going to bring Ernest and Fred out, and we're going to Josh Preeb in, just to keep these guys moving. Thank you guys, appreciate your time. You know where you're going back? Thank you. Welcome back. All right, officer.
going?
Josh Preeb here. Give folks a second to get reset, and then we'll start in the second row on the right with Zach. Go ahead, Zach.
Josh, you guys ran for 300 yards. What worked well in that front, and how good did it feel to kind of get back into that group?
Yeah, I mean, it's always good to be, plus 300 yards in the run game, and just such a great feeling to get that going, and just impose our will and just physically dominate, and just really good momentum going into conference play, and just super encouraged by how I felt we played up front today.
More questions for Josh? We'll go back to the right side here in the front row, Clayton and then Ryan.
Do you feel like the score maybe didn't even indicate how well you guys were moving the ball, and I guess just how do you work through the turnovers on that?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's one of those things where, especially as like offensive line, we're so focused on what we can control, and we're gonna trust whoever's put out there, and like us, like even when mistakes do happen or things go wrong, we're so focused, even coming off on the sideline, what can we clean up, what can we do better? So, yeah, I mean, obviously, certainly things to clean up for us, for everyone after games and after wins, losses, whatever it is. Always things to improve on, but us as an offensive line, we're focused on what we can control.
Ryan?
How would you describe both Dom and Greg as players and what they bring with their game?
Yeah, it's great, and I think I've said before, it's one of those things where there's really no drop off, and both those guys do a good job of commanding the line of scrimmage and making the calls for us and getting everyone on the same page. And they're both super physical too. So I mean, it's not one of those things where it's you feel like maybe blocks are going to feel different with one guy or the other. It's really very consistent.
Yeah, the first pick today, Donovan Edwards said it was on him. The second one, Dick Warren's arm got hit. It seemed like the run blocking was much better today, but where's there still room to grow in pass protection?
Yeah, definitely still room to grow. I'm not even quite sure what happened on that specific play, but yeah, I mean, there's definitely going to be things we need to improve. Pass protection, I'm sure, from this game after watching the film, and we're gonna attack that.
Second row all the way to the right, Zach.
You mentioned there's no drop off between Dom and Greg, but as the guy next to them, is there any adjustments you have to make in it?
No, there's not. There's really not anything that we change. That the same technique is going to be executed. There's no adjustments really with either guy. Everything's the same in terms of how we execute the play and run the offense.
Chemistry, timing, all that.
Yeah, really, honestly, yeah. Yep.
Same row on the right side towards the middle there, Tony.
Josh, I know all offseason you guys have said preach about confidence in the quarterback room, but after another day with some turnovers like this, do you guys still feel that way? That you have some
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously things did happen, but like I said previously, so much of the game is controlling what you can control, and whoever the coaches decide to put out there, we're gonna roll with that guy. That's our teammate, that's our brother, and things happen, and sometimes that's not like all those picks. I'm sure weren't all on Davis. So I mean, it falls. And once again, I haven't seen the film. I'm not sure what exactly happened on all those, but I can tell you that all those probably weren't his fault. So I know the stats reflect what happened, but I mean, we're gonna support him or whoever is put out there by our coaches.
Same row all the way to the left here, Angelique.
Piggybacking on that, you've been a captain. Do you go over and talk to Davis, or do you have to encourage him when he comes out of the game?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's super important, like, just for everyone to, and I think like we do a good job of like keeping things positive, and even for us, like when stuff goes wrong, like it's like yes, you address it, but ultimately like you have to move on, and you can't linger on mistakes or picks or whatever it is. So I think just like when we go out on the field, like we're in the huddle and calling that new play, like for the start of the next drive, it's like everyone knows like it's a clean slate. It's like, and we're just attacking that drive, and you can't dwell on past mistakes. And I think that's a lot of people's attitude. So.
And also coming off the Texas game, a lot of concerns about the run game. How much of that did the offensive line put on your shoulders, getting it going?
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, I mean, we definitely all week, obviously like huge emphasis, like have to get the run game going, have to bring the physicality, because obviously that opens up everything else for the offense, what we're able to do, and that's always going to be our number one priority.
Anything final for Josh? Go to the back right there, Reiner.
Considering the penalties and some of the turnovers, I mean, what do you think, looking at this offense through 3 games so far, the margin of error is for the offense? Is it a large margin? Thin?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think like I said, it's I haven't watched the film yet, but certainly we have made mistakes where it's like why do we do that, and it's frustrating, and we need to eliminate those mistakes, especially like the little things that are super controllable, and that we execute all the time. And I think the attitude is always like we're always going to attack that with great enthusiasm, and try and fix those mistakes, and just prevent that margin of error from growing larger. But I think right now, like, we're just super excited about what we're able to do today, and we'll certainly just keep pushing to get better this week going into conference play.
All right, we'll wrap up in the middle there towards the back.
So I noticed it seemed like most of the game, I guess I was paying more attention to it, your splits were fairly wide. Is that just to get a bigger pocket for Davis, or is that something that you choose to do? Or
Yeah, I think it kind of depends on the play, because you do adjust like splits at times, and I know like for us, like early on in the game, one of their interior defense tackles was like really jumping the snap, so we kind of both had that. Me and Miles both kind of backed up off the ball a little bit just so we could get our steps in the ground. But yeah, I mean, in the pass game, our splits are pretty consistent. We try and keep pretty consistent just so you don't have that foot traffic.